Okay, in the interest of just doing something a little bit new, we're going to start off with the layout of the master bathroom. This is sort of a his and hers bathroom, but rather than having two sinks, we have two of everything. What you're looking at here, where's my pointer? Here it is. This green thing here, that's one of those outside round windows. It's like 5.5 feet across. Um, there are there's a left bathroom. That's my bathroom. It's got a toilet, and the green thing here on the wall that doesn't show up, that's a urinal. Might be easier if we yeah, still doesn't show up. Anyways, it's a 3D drawing. Um, we turn most of the toilets at an angle. It's for foot and knee room for old people to get at it, and it gives us a space back here to have clean out traps come up behind the toilet where you don't see them. Also, these one-piece toilets, you have to reach through the back here to bolt them together, to bolt them down. And if you put it right against the floor, you only have 1.5 inch space to work through. You can't even see what you're doing. I like the one-piece toilet, but they make them really inconvenient. There's a door here that opens in and it clears the toilet. There's a vanity sink and a vanity over here. I just left a shelf here to pile stuff on. I don't necessarily need a shelf. I don't have much stuff in my bathroom, but somebody else might live here someday. The red thing here on the side, that's another one of our built-in niche things. This niche is open to the bathroom. The glass blocks will be on the shower side. And the one back here, the open side is towards the shower, and the glass blocks are on the back side. This thing up here is our 32 by 35 inch column for the house. Out here, what you're looking at is between the two closest lines here, that's a 7-inch thick wall. And then there's render on both sides of that. I gotta look at one thing or the other. Can't look at them both. This is the shower. It's a little bit easier to see. This shape here, this rectangle up against the wall, that's a 15-inch wide bench to sit on inside the shower. These squares on the floor here that they don't show up worth a crap. That's where the plumbing ruffians come up. They're like cast rectangle or square boxes in the floor, and all the plumbing comes up through them into the bathroom and goes out underneath of the tie beam. And the tie beam is under the floor. The walls and everything are built on top of the floors are on top of the tie beam, and the walls are on top of the floors, so it's all stacked up. The whole thing is like a giant footer. But the space between the bench and the sidewall here is 56.8, like 57 inches. So it's like 4'6" of walk area that way. And has nobody give us a dimension the other way? Well, it's 6'1" wide. So the shower area is 4'6" by 6'1", and the only thing in there is the shower. And then we get over to the boss's bathroom over here, and she wants a soaking tub, so we redid her bathroom to make enough room for a soaking tub. So it's a little bit bigger than my bathroom. And tubs have a drain down here and a little lever up here on the side is actually also the overflow. And all that plumbing has to have access. If I put that square to a wall, like on the left side over here, one, the door would have been so close in here, but the other thing is, if I put it on this wall and tilt it, I'm already going to tilt all the toilets for access. So I tilted the tub too. And this is going to be a shelf that you can sit on, which you feed in the tub if you want to. Or if that's what it takes to get in and out, you can sit on that and turn around and try to stand up. You got to remember, we're 80 years old, so we got to consider that. But this side here is open, so you can get right to the plumbing. It might have a set-in panel, but there's basically nothing underneath it here but air. And that lets us get out this plumbing in the back. And also the water fill valve will be hanging down through there. And because we're going to pour concrete on top of the existing floor to bury all this gray water and black water and water lines and stuff, we can do anything we want that way. We can run the plumbing any place in the room. She's got a vanity cabinet over here, which matches the angle of the bathtub. It just made it symmetrical. The sink is going to be one of those stainless steel walks from Sky King. They're woo. Now maybe are they 14 gauge or 16 gauge? They're about 3 times as thick as the Frankel sinks that they sell at Wilcon. And we can get them all kinds of different sizes over there. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip the thing upside down on a flat surface, put a surround around it, pour concrete all over it. But then when we turn it back, we've got a sink that's flush into a countertop. And we put the ceramic tile on top of it. And it'll be an under cabinet mount kind of deal without ever being under cabinet. This space back here in the back is not drawn in, but that's going to be something built up flush. I might just put a piece of plywood up here and pour that solid concrete. It doesn't do anything. There's no use having a place for cobras and stuff to build a nest inside your house. I don't want to make it easy on them. Same thing with the glass block walls on the left. This one is accessible in here, so you can put your toilet paper and whatever else you have to have for the toilet. The bidet hangs here right beside it, and the valve down there too. The second niche, these are 24 inches high and 16 inches wide. This is a door coming into that bathroom. Now it looks like the doors are thicker than the wall, but the doors are not thicker than the wall. What that is that's our door form. And this is part of the CAD drawing, but not the door form. The door form ends here where the wall surfaces are. This extension on this red thing, that's just so I can place this door form into a solid wall and subtract the concrete. It's a trimming device for the CAD. It's got nothing to do with the construction outside of the wall surface. See, if I made it exactly the same as the wall, I'm only going to 4 decimal places, but this CAD is thinking in 27 decimal places. He just doesn't store it in memory at that kind of accuracy. If I didn't have it thicker than the wall, it could leave a solid piece of something in your model, a 1/16 of an inch thick. It looks like solid wall. So you have to make sure you penetrate everything you want to cut out with CAD. So I just added a 3-inch thick thickness to all the flanges on this stuff so I can slide them around and knock a hole in the wall. It just for expediency. It has nothing to do with the actual shape. The shape is what you see in the drawings and the walking around videos. Again, this is a column. So this back wall is like 24 foot 3 inches. And what this does in the house, well, I'm lucky that's there. Okay, this whole wedge here is the master bathroom. The thing we've been looking at is the building along the wall. The jacuzzi goes over here. And due to an error I've never bothered to correct, there's a window down here. It looks like it's in the stairwell room with the laundry tubs and all that over here. This window is actually in this wall. It's right here by the jacuzzi. And it's got a grill of angelfish or something in it, where you can look through that into the bedroom, or from the bedroom into the jacuzzi room. And then the bathroom is here on the back wall, outside wall. I'm not sure exactly. I think the plumbing comes up under this corner over here. This jacuzzi has to cover over the plumbing rough in. So if I have to move it 4 or 5 inches that way, that's just where it'll go. This room has also got a dividing wall here. This is the electrical room. There's two 24 breaker boxes in here for the 220 for everything that's inside the actual what do you call it? The house? I guess you'd call this the house. We call it the cottage, but it's a little bit bigger than most cottages. And there's a third box over here that's 110 volt breakers. And the security recorders are in this room. And this is a lockable metal door here going into the electrical room. This is sort of like master control center. There's a computer monitors in here for the cameras and just stuff like that, electrical stuff. And then a place over here with shelves for all the power tools, so I can throw them in one place and not have to search the house. If I find one, you just carry it in and throw it on a shelf. Any shelf. There's not a lot of whatever. This is the pantry over here beside it. So the original idea is we're going to get the pantry, the master bath, and the master bedroom completely finished. And the kitchen finished to the point where we have all this burners and storage cabinets and stuff on this side. And the microwaves and whatever goes over here. It's got induction cooktops. There's two of them, two things each. Some microwave on the wall, and just a piece of countertop. There's an island here that's got its own sink, and that's so we can put the refrigerator against the end of the island, and that way you can open that up and go back and forth to this counter and to this counter or whatever. The distance you have to go from the island to anything is best served with the refrigerator being out in the middle of the room. That is a slight problem in that we did not run the water line over there. I've got a trick for it. I got it figured out. I just haven't done it yet. There's no drain in the middle of this floor either, so we have to run the two pipes up under this. And that's going to be its own little trick. Okay, now let's get on to the main purpose of this video. Here we go. We are in bathroom number 2. This ensuite bathroom in 4 adjacent bedrooms. 4 wedges, one right after the other, are all bedrooms with ensuite bathrooms. What they're doing today is they're pouring the third lift. We're doing slip forms these days. The house was not done in slip forms, but all the stuff since the basic house got a roof on it, it's slip form. And the stuff in future is going to be slip form. It's quick. It's even cheaper than the wall forms. I mean, to do. There's less wood in the forms. They're lighter to move around, lighter to bolt together. There's just nothing, no downside to them. And they're way cheaper than hollow block. You know, I mean, we're going to use these things probably 3 dozen times. So you don't have a whole lot of money in the forms. If you were doing a single pour, they are still cheaper. If you had to render the hollow block, the render costs more than the forms. So besides you having much stronger steel reinforced concrete rather than a bunch of crumbly old hollow blocks, you know. Anyway, this is only like 12 1/4 inches. So it's the top beam of this wall. And it'll get a row of glass blocks up here. And then an air space. Or we can put a second row of glass blocks. This is 16 inches from the ceiling over here. 16 3/4. It could be for a mortar joint for another row of glass blocks. But I think we're going to leave it for air space, for ventilation. Who wants a bathroom that's always full of steam? That sort of worked. I'm trying to get this all on the screen. Total waste of time. Okay. Have no idea why this is sitting up there while they're pouring concrete, but it's a jug of something. They're using, on this one, this setup with a single set of pipe staging. I don't know why they didn't put up one here other than they might want to walk through that door. You'll notice that the window grill over here has been taken out. The mixer's right on the other side of that wall. We like to keep our mixer right on top of where we're working, and the materials that are going in it pre-staged right at the mixer. So we got 2 guys in here. Well, Al here is going to catch the buckets when Bia picks them up. Bia and Jerome's son are catching off the mixer. So they'll put it up here on this platform, and then he'll take it up and hand it to Benji. Benji's dumping it in. And I don't see who's got the bamboo stick or rebar that's going to rod this out to get rid of the air bubbles, but a honeycomb. But there's going to be somebody. It could be these guys. They can do that while they're waiting for the mixer to run another batch. They got plenty of time to do it. And the debris in there, and some more. There's a set of pipe staging inside of the bathroom for something. I don't know why that's in there. Maybe when they put the bolts on. It looks to be Al. He's lowered this side of the the temporary roof for the chicken shelter or turkey shelter. It's actually this is the dirty kitchen sitting out in the yard, but during rainy season the thrown together piece of tarp and a couple pieces of rebar, it was not good for the turkeys. I'm sure they were terrified every time it rained. That's how it was before he lowered it. It was like that. We had this in the last video. This is another view of the top of the atrium. This black on the floor is just temporary. That's an open hole right to the bottom of the house. And this is, the air comes up and goes out these slots. This here's daylight you're seeing coming through there. And once we take this black off the floor, that light will go down through the house. It'd be outdoor lighting right to the center of the house. And that's coming around to the part that's not finished, not the inside of the little room-looking things. The instructions are to, if you need to put a little render in here to make this doorway look like the rest of the doorways or vice versa, that's all right. But we don't want to render the whole wall. All we want to do is skim coat it. So we're not going to render this inside at all. I think they put the wire mesh on the exterior walls. I know it's on the outside, and I know I bent the screen to fit this offset here for the beam, and the offset for the one down to below. So you have an 8-foot piece that goes up to here someplace that's got the 290-degree bends, and one up here that's got 245 bends, and that's all bolted off or nailed off of the wall. And that'll be in here too. But the side partition walls have no screen, and I don't think there's anything around this arch that's got render. It's just skim coat. And that's all you really need with this poured concrete is skim coat. You don't need anything else. And they're just showing us the size of the inside of the room, I guess. There's a door on each end, one going towards the house and one going towards the bunkhouse. Another view of the same. Oh, this is the piece that goes between the standard slip form and fills the shape of the wall. We'll use this piece twice. You can't use it on the opposite bedrooms because the one opposite in here is shorter because this wall runs at an angle to that. This is 18 degrees past 90 here, so you could take the 2x off of it, but you can tell this piece of phenolic is a piece of pickup from something. It's only got one good side on it. So they'll have another pair of these for the opposing bathrooms. and after that we're done with them, I guess. They're putting together works on the forms and stuff. Looks to me like this steel scaffolding is there, but nobody's bothering to use it. The window grill's still in the window, so they're not pouring concrete this day. That looks like it's a couple of sharks in that window. Okay, he's in another different bathroom. This is Boyette, and he's putting one of those up here on this end of not bathroom 3. No, okay, this is still bathroom 2. This is the other wall. There's one of those on both walls. They're just a different shape, different width. And he's just showing us what it looks like when he's got it in there. Okay, they're pouring concrete. You see the cement stacked along the wall. And I imagine the rock and the sand are along the next wedge over there. This is Al wearing the sleeves. That's Benji up there. That foot belongs to Bia. They're working together. We don't use a drop box. We find it slow. We spend a minute and a half catching the concrete right out of the mixer and passing it on. And then these two people here can bring rock and sand and dump it in. But generally we have 2 more guys doing that. They're using a crew of 5 to pour this wall, but we generally have 7 when we pour concrete. And big floors, we have 11 people. The rest of them are all in transferring stuff from the mixer to where it's being poured, or if you have one guy dedicated to just finishing concrete, which would generally be Boyette. Well, I think she's pushing a bucket of concrete up to somebody who's dumping it into this form. This must be bathroom 3. This piece of plywood is something they probably set it on when they picked it up out of the mixer. And somebody's bent a piece of flat iron down here to sit on the flanges of the window so that thing is stable. They thought that up themselves, of course. I didn't have no idea you could do that. And here we got most of the crew that's working. Nane, that's Bia's uncle. This is Jerome's son. I can't remember his name. I don't know if anybody's ever told me his name. Benji. Who's not in the picture? Al. I guess Al's dumping it in the wall. Best I can tell, Boy and Boyette are doing something else today. Because we didn't need, but 5 people is plenty. You can see how close together they are. How many more could you put in there without them standing on top of each other? And they decide how many they're going to use. If they need extra people, they have permission to get Boyette to hire them. Bathroom 3. This is the first lift. It's 4 feet high for the in-suite bathroom 3. That looks like Boy. Maybe he's working on this crew too. And these rebars will have bars tied to them as they go up. They use a notch board to set the distances so they're right where they're supposed to be. But they're doing this first pour. They got the bottom half of the door frame in there. They'll set the other half of the door frame when they slip these forms up. And then that door frame will come out. It'll go to bathroom 4. See, they're working on 2, the top beam of 2, and the first lift of 3. Because once you get these first 2 lifts, you don't need this door form at all anymore. And after you get the first one, you don't need the panel that's in here keeping it square. You can take that out so you can walk through to get in and out without climbing through these rebars. So that works out too. Yeah, that's Boy. So he's dumping it in. Benji's catching. And Bia and Jerome's son are doing the getting it out of the mixer. Nane's running the mixer. And that's a duplicate of a picture. That's very similar to one we had. I think it's just a different scale. Same people, same picture. Okay, they've put the steel scaffolding in and they're pouring the beam up there. It looks like Boyette doing the pouring there. One thing about our job, they stay fit. They're either handling bags of concrete and it's like here's the sand and the gravel set up for the whole job would have been piled along this wall. It's a 24-foot wall, and that little bit of concrete they're pouring, they probably get it all stored on one wedge. And here she's putting the bucket up for him to pour. Our buckets are bigger than the ones you see in other videos. They're half of a keg. We cut it half in the middle and put a rope handle on it. So it's, I imagine she's just put 70 pounds of concrete up there by herself. This is one of the other brothers' daughters. Bia is Biani's daughter. He works with us on and off. He does other things too. When the other thing pays more money, he does that, which is the way we should like it to be. And there's another bucket going in the wall. Okay, that's the weekend wrap up for this week. October 16th is today. So they did this yesterday. For them, coming up tonight will be Sunday. So they'll be off for a day. And then we'll pick this up at least 2 days from now. We don't do a start of the week video. We generally the end of the week. This is their Friday. Or Saturday. Friday to us was Saturday to them. So that's what they're at. Anyway, that's the catch up for this week. See if we can turn this thing off.